couple of chapters are bookmarked. Love spells and mind manipulation. What have you been up to, Benny, old pal? I need to find out who gave Mary that pendant. I need to find out who gave... Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
Hello, Detective.
I got this letter here addressed to you.
Where did you get that? Have you...
This looks awfully bad, Benny boy. A letter from someone who doesn't appreciate your attentions. A book of hoodoo in your room. And Mary Fontoul wakes up without her memory. Care to explain?
You have been in my room. Miss, I have nothing but respect and admiration for... She's my dear friend, and one... I will speak no more on the matter.
Thanks, Benny. I need to find out who gave Mary... I need to find out who gave... Man. Sure, it's big, but is it huge? Man, this guy's loaded. The greenhouse is locked.
I told you, no further questions. I have an important...
Be seeing.
I certainly hope not.
Hello there, handsome. Looking for someone?
Not anymore.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
Dining alone?
Why do you ask? Looking for a date?
Maybe I am.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm expecting company, and my brand of entertainment is best suited for an audience of one.
Are you staying at the hotel?
I certainly am. I find it a welcome respite. Domestic life can be so drab. Wouldn't you agree?
I wouldn't know.
Count your blessings.
You wouldn't happen to know anyone named Kiki Lawton, would you?
As a matter of fact, I do. Better hold on to your hat, 'cause she's the devilish darling you're gabbing with, Mr.
Detective. Voodoo detective. Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Lawton.
The pleasure's all mine, Detective. And you can call me Kiki.
I was hoping I might run into my client. You wouldn't happen to have seen her. Goes by the name Mary Fontoul. Female, attractive, about 5'5". Looks like a little lost lamb that forgot the way home.
Who did you say you were again?
Bo Peep.
Well, I do know Mary, but she never mentioned a tall drink of water like you.
If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about her.
What do you want to know?
Mary's lost her memory. I'm trying to find it.
Lost her memory? The same thing happens to me around 5 o'clock every evening.
Do you know if Mary started spending time?
She hasn't mentioned anyone to me.
Did Mary ever talk about her past?
Not once. Mary never volunteered personal information. And I guess I never asked. I'm not one to dig up the past once it's buried.
Have you ever seen this pendant before?
I can't say that I have. Not very elegant, is it? Why do you ask? Oh, I know. It must be evidence from one of your cases. Is that it? Was it stolen? Or perhaps it was cursed. You did say voodoo detective, right? Oh, how delicious.
Settle down, Mrs. Lawton. No need to get excited. It's just a necklace. Do you know anyone who...
Well, her husband is quite wealthy. I'm sure there are plenty of, eat the rich and all. But I'm speaking in generalities now. These people might feel the same way about anyone with 2 pennies to rub together.
Have you noticed Mary acting strange recently?
Mary? God, no. She's as reliable a friend as any I've ever had. Such a good listener. Always quiet, non-judgmental, slowly nodding to let you know she's there for you. And those stony black eyes of hers are so beautiful, like glazed obsidian.
Black eyes?
She's just lovely.
I've got other questions. I've got more leads to chase down. Gotta blow.
See you around.
I need to find out who gave Mary that pen. I need to find out who gave Mary that pen. I need to find out who... I think I've blown enough, Britt. I'm not talking to any tourists. That fish must like these tourists about as much as I do.
Good day, sir. Going up?
Yep.
Great. I'll just need to see your room key before I can take you upstairs.
I'm just visiting. I don't have a room key.
I'm sorry, sir. We require anyone going upstairs to have a room key. You can ask the front desk for more details.
I don't have a key. Would a couple clams change your tune?
Sir, are you trying to bribe me?
You catch on pretty quick.
My job is worth more to me than a couple of clams, sir.
How about the whole chowder? Everyone has a price.
Not this elevator driver. I'm sorry, but my loyalty is not for sale.
On second thought, I'm afraid of heights. I need to find out who gave Mary that pendant. I think I've blown enough bread here. I can't stand tourists. I need to find out who gave Mary that pen. I need to find out who gave...
Hello and welcome to
I'm a Voodoo private investigator. I was hoping to speak with Mr. Crumsford.
Oh dear, that sounds very serious. I'm sure he'd be happy to help.
Thanks. See.
you think you're doing? You don't smell like a man of business.
Nice place you got here, Mac. Though I prefer something a little more modest, like the Chrysler Building.
Who are you, and what do you want?
The name's Voodoo Detective.
Ah, yes. I know. If you care for him, you should advise him to sell me his
I'm looking into what happened.
What do you mean? What's happened?
Someone's wiped their memory. Dame's got the recall of a senile goldfish swimming in a martini.
So, Victor hired a private invest. I could have sniffed that out for him.
Actually, Mary's the one who hired me. I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I see. Very well, Detective. I'll hear your questions, but make it quick.
I've got some questions about the Fontools. What can you tell me about Mary Fontoul?
I don't know her very well. Our brief interactions are entirely a consequence of my business dealings with her dreadful husband. She always seems like a nice enough woman, which raises the question. What is she doing married to that cretin?
Do you know why anyone would want to hurt Mary?
Mary? No. However, it isn't terribly difficult to invent reasons to harm her husband. Perhaps someone's gone after the goose to get the gander. Of course, now we're building pyramids of surmise on a foundation of ignorance.
What do you have against Victor Fontoul? He seems like a decent man.
He's an abysmal human being, a cold brain divorced from any heart. You've known him only briefly. I've been working with the man for years. Give it time. You may see things my way.
I've got other... Have you ever seen this pendant before?
I have not, though I would gladly have it appraised. It may be of some value. You know, come to think of it, that pendant does look familiar. I can't place it, though.
Smell you later, big guy. That must be Crumsford Sr.
Ah, yes. I like to think old Peepaw is watching over me.
I need to find out.
Well, if it isn't New Guinea's newest detective.
Any chance I could borrow your mortar and pestle?
Like I said, I'll trade you for some mint leaf. Got any?
Not yet.
Come back when you do, and we can talk turkey.
I need the skinny on some of the locals.
Of course, VD.
What do you know about the banker, Gordon Crumsford?
Oh, him. But he and Victor Fontoul are always pestering poor Billy to sell the bar.
Do you know anything about the law?
Yeah, he does all of Island Venture's legal law. If I were you, I'd keep my distance.
Have you ever met
Is she related to Theodore Law?
his wife?
I see. Well, if she's anything like her, some kinds of dirty don't wash up.
What's the story?
Oh, that old so-and-so? Yeah, it was nice to have a little zest for a while, but the twist is he thought it was going to be something more. Things got muddled and I had to get tough. Our relationship ended up on the rocks. He was pretty shaken up. Still, I hope he's doing all right.
What's the story with Benny the butler?
Did you give him my letter?
Not yet. Thanks for the info, Ricky. I've got to split. See you around, Ricky.
Well, if it isn't new...
I've got to split. I spoke with Ricky. He asked me to give you this letter.
Oh, Ricky. Thank you, Detective. This means a lot to me. If there's anything I can do to repay the favor, just let me know.
Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
Hello, Detective.
Can you let me into the greenhouse?
Well, normally I'd say no, but you've been so kind to me. Here, take this. It's the key to the greenhouse.
Thanks, Benny. Thanks for the key, Benny. You can never have too many lemons. The top two shelves hold all sorts of flowers. The bottom shelf has aloe, orchid, fiddle leaf fig, and mint. Looks like I'll be getting that mortar and pestle after all. Nice flowers. Nice flowers. Chain wrap.
Well, if it isn't New Guinea's newest detective, what can I do for you, VD?
Any chance I could borrow your mortar and pestle?
Like I said,
I've got your mint right here.
wow, thanks, VD. I was about to run out. You have yourself a trade. The more...
I need the skinny on some of the...
Of course, VD.
What's the story?
Benny and I had a chance to speak. Things are better now. Thanks, VD.
Thanks for the info, Rick. I've got to split. See you around, Rick.
What's new, Voodoo?
I've got a new case. Mind...
Go right ahead.
What do you know about...
I don't know much about them personally, but they keep trying to take over the bar. I always tell them the same.
Can you tell...
The banker? I'm not a fan. Born under a bad... He's one of those Island Ventures fat cats who they want to pull the piano right... I always tell them the same.
What do you think?
I don't know about him, but she swills cheap spill.
That's enough shit. See you...
Come back again soon.
I hardly recognize this town anymore. hardly recognize this town anymore.
These tourists make me appreciate the mosquitoes.
They better not tear this place down, too.
Suntan lotion. I'm not shelling out. This shirt says, it takes Zoe to Wanga. So Wanga, sweet Zawanga. Just a bunch of cheap tourist junk. They put the candy where the kids can see. They put the candy where the... Just a bunch of cheap tourist junk. Just a bunch of cheap tourist junk. They put the candy where the kids hit. They put the candy where the kids. I went to Zawanga.
Funny.
I'll take it.
Thanks for shopping at Island Trader, where all your trades come true.
The magnet came right out. Tourists. I see a white candle and I want it painted black. Here's my lemon zest. This black candle should work. I think this qualifies as lodestone. I think that's it. The owner-honer mixture is ready to use. Looks like the spell worked. I can feel the pendant pulling me somewhere. Pendant is pointing at this old mausoleum. Plaque says Lamoon family. It's locked. There are fresh footprints leading inside. Someone must have been here recently. That's the Lamoon family mausoleum. It's locked, but there are fresh footprints leading inside.
What is it that you want?
Can you let me into the Lamoon Mausoleum?
I am a grave digger, not a crypt keeper. I don't have a key.
Well, who's got it then?
Try Gordon Crumsford. He owns the cemetery. I merely fill it with corpses.
I saw footprints leading into the Lamoon Mausoleum. Have you seen anyone going in or out of there?
Perhaps I did. Perhaps I didn't. My mind's a little misty.
All right, Eartha. What's it gonna take?
Very little interests me beyond tending to the dearly departed, but I have had my eye on one of those new island brand shovels. Bring one to me, and it may resurrect my memories.
Good chat. I'll be seeing you, Eartha.
Folks always do, sooner or later.
Eartha, the gravedigger, saw someone entering the Lamoon Mausoleum, but she won't say who. I need to find a way to get her to talk. I'm not talking to any tourist.
What is it now? I'm a very busy man, Detective.
I heard it through the grapevine that you own the cemetery.
Indeed I do. Death and taxes. I can't collect the latter. I can certainly profit from the former.
Can you let me into a specific mausoleum?
I'm afraid not. Only the families of the interred are allowed keys to their mausoleums. It's entirely up to them what they do with their dead.
Does the name Lamoon mean anything to you?
Yes. I knew the Lamoons.
Then make like a clumsy barista and spill the beans.
They were a family of three. The father, Francois, the daughter, Genevieve, and the mother, Esmeralda Lamoon. May she rest in peace. They owned a local gumbo restaurant that was acquired by Island Ventures. Thus, I knew them through my business dealings with Victor.
What do you know about Genevieve Lamoon?
She was a child. What more is there to say? Just another seed that never had the opportunity to sprout.
What do you know about Francois Lamoon?
Personally, I found Francois to be a noisome bore, a crude man with a primitive mind. How he managed to win a treasure as pure and wonderful as Esmeralda, I'll never comprehend.
What about Esmeralda Lamoon?
My dear Esmeralda, a bouquet of a woman. Her smile was serene, her heart was kind, her temperament mild, and her cooking was an intimation of divinity. I won't lie, Detective. I loved Esmeralda. Always from afar, but I loved her.
You make it sound like the Lamoons are all dead.
Esmeralda and Genevieve are dead, yes. According to the papers, they drowned. But we don't know what happened to Francois.
According to the papers, I take it you have your own theory?
Well, you already know Victor acquired the Lamoon family restaurant to help launch Island Kitchen, yes? What you might not be aware of is how the Lamoons were compensated. Overcompensated, in fact. Victor made no effort to conceal that he was grossly displeased with the situation. Over time, the man's mind seemed to fray. He became distant and cold in the presence of the Lamoon family. That is, until they were no longer around.
So you think Victor killed the Lamoons? What, to get back control of the company?
Well, yes, control, but it was also about money. With the Lamoons out of the picture, Victor became a much wealthier man. You may well ask if money was motive enough for murder. I would argue that men have killed for less. And if you knew Victor as I know him, well, you'd have a much shorter list of suspects.
I've got other questions. That's enough for now. I may come back later.
What is it now?
I heard it through the grave.
Indeed, I...
Can you...
And it's entirely up...
That's enough for now. I may come back later. Eartha, the gravedigger, saw... It's a chain restaurant, closed for remodeling.
Well, if it isn't New Guinea,
I'm working a new case.
go right ahead, man.
Have you ever heard the name Lamoon?
Well, there used to be a gumbo restaurant. Yeah, I think that was run by the Lamoon family. I didn't know them personally.
Thanks for the info, Rick.
No problemo.
I've got a split.
What's new, Voodoo?
I've got a new case.
Go right ahead.
Does the name Lamoon mean anything?
Lamoon? You mean that old gumbo shop? They closed down before I got a chance to try it. Heard it was tasty, though.
That's enough shop talk. See you around, Billy.
Come back again soon. And don't forget that harmonica.
These tourists. Eartha, the gravedigger. I need to find a way to... I'm not talking... Well, if it isn't Benny the Buck.
Hello, Detective.
Thanks, Benny.
Hello again, Detective.
Does the name Lamoon ring any bells?
Well, yes, I knew the Lamoon family well.
All right, you better spill.
What does this have to do with the case?
The pendant Mary was given belonged to one of the Lamoons.
Good Lord. The Lamoons owned a local gumbo restaurant that we acquired in exchange for a substantial stake in Island Kitchen. Gordon and I worked closely with Francois and Esmeralda to integrate their recipes into our menu. It was an exciting but difficult time.
How so?
Exciting because the Lamoon recipes drove a new wave of popularity for Island Kitchen. Difficult because Gordon had become infatuated with Francois's wife, Esmeralda. It made for rather awkward business meetings.
So what happened then?
Well, about a year after the acquisition, Esmeralda and her daughter, Genevieve, washed up on the beach having drowned. Such an appalling tragedy.
So what? Mother and daughter forgot how to doggy paddle?
Well, yes. The official police report deemed it a swimming accident.
Why do you think someone would want Mary to have a pendant from the Lamoon family?
That, Detective, is the one question I truly have no answer for. What in the world has the tragic Lamoon family tale to do with my Mary? If you figure that out, please let me know.
What happened to Francois?
As you know, Esmeralda and Genevieve died. As far as I'm aware, Francois went missing around the same time. He wasn't present for the official inquest into his family's demise.
So you're saying he could still be out there?
It's possible he's still alive, yes. But if he was with his family when they drowned, it's more likely his body was simply never recovered.
You don't sound like you buy the official story. Let's hear your version.
I don't like to speculate without proof.
Humor me. I won't quote you.
Well, despite my personal difficulties working with Gordon, I hate to cast aspersions on the fellow out of hand. It's just that he always carried a torch for Esmeralda Lamoon. And as I said, it made for rather awkward business meetings. Things only seemed to grow worse over time. In my view, it made him unstable.
What exactly are you saying here, Mr. Fontoul? You think Gordon killed Esmeralda and Genevieve?
Oh, no. That seems extreme.
And yet here we are. I asked you what you think really happened, and you tell me how crazy your business partner can get. What's a detective to think?
Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything. Saying it out loud, it seems far-fetched. Forget I mentioned it.
Gordon had some interesting things to say about the Lamoons.
Oh? Like what?
Well, for one thing, he suggested you weren't too pleased with how much of Island Kitchen the Lamoons controlled. He seemed to think it might have been enough to constitute motive. What do you think, Mr. Fontoul?
Why, that's ridiculous. The Lamoon's influence was integral to nurturing our nascent enterprise into what you see today. I never harbored anything but goodwill towards the Lamoons. And I'd certainly never hurt, let alone kill anyone. Gordon is way out of line.
That's enough about the Lamoon family for now. That's all for now.
Godspeed.
Well, if it isn't...
Hello, Detective.
Thanks, Benny. Man, this guy's loaded. I think I've blown enough.
Hello again, Detective. Couldn't keep away, huh?
Does the name Lamoon mean anything to you?
Lamoon? No, I've never heard the name. Why, who is that?
The Lamoons owned a small gumbo restaurant that was acquired. They worked with Mary's husband.
And then you might want to ask him about it, darling.
That pendant I showed you was given to Mary around the time she lost her...
Sorry.
Enough about the Lamoons. I've got more leads.
See you around.
Eartha, the gravedigger, saw someone entering the Lamoon mausoleum, but she won't say. I need to find a way to get her to talk. Eartha, the gravedigger. I need to find a way to...
Welcome to Island Trader. Please let me know if I can get anything for you.
I was told you guys sell a very special shovel here.
You must be referring to the upcoming release of our new line of island shovels.
That sounds about right. I'd like one.
You and me both. They're not out yet.
What do I have to do to get one early?
You'd have to get approval from my boss, Mr. Fontoul. Good luck with that, though. He's pretty strict about new product releases.
I'm just gonna look around.
Go right ahead.
Hello again, Detective. Any...
The Island Trader shopkeep told me I needed your approval to buy the new Island brand shovel.
Ah, yes. I'm very excited about that one. However, as a rule, I prefer to confine our new product releases to a specific date. Is there a good reason you need the shovel right now?
It has to do with your wife's investigation.
It does? Well, then why didn't you say so? If you think a new shovel could help bring my Mary back to me, then of course you may have one. I'll have the shopman set one aside for you.
Thanks, Vic. That's all for now.
Godspeed, Detective.
Welcome to Island Trader, an authorized dealer of...
I believe you have a shovel for me.
Ah, you must be Mr. Detective. I've got your shovel right here.
I'll take it.
A trade's a trade, and our trade is your happiness.
This shirt says, Nugani. Here you go, Eartha. If anyone asks, you didn't get it from me.
Oh, this is excellent, my darling. I'll be the talk of the tombs. It has the logo and everything.
You just wanted the sticker?
Yes.
Right. Well, maybe now you can tell me who was snooping around the Lamoon mausoleum.
It was that lousy little lawyer. Something about that guy gives me the creeps.
You mean Lawton?
Yes. spooky fellow.
I saw footprints leading into the Lamoon Mausoleum.
It was that lousy little lawyer. Something about that guy gives me the creeps.
You mean Lawton?
Yeah,
Good chat.
folks.
Tourists.
I told you, no further God, you don't listen. You're just like her.
I've got a surprise witness, counselor. Eartha the Gravedigger saw you visit the Lamoon Mausoleum.
That is a bold accusation. I think you should leave.
So, we're going to do this the hard way, huh?
I don't like you.
Well, I bet with a little leverage, I could pry my way into your heart. Be seeing you.
I certainly hope not.
Hello again, Detective.
Does the name Lamoon mean anything?
Lamoon?
I found out your husband was padding around the Lamoon Mausoleum. Left his footprints all over my case. Care to comment?
And here I am, thinking he can't leave the office because of work. Did you ask him about it?
Well, I've tried, but he keeps giving me the old 86.
I'd act surprised, but I know how single-minded and selfish he can be. He has the gall to accuse me of neglecting him while he goes gallivanting about town, telling me he's at the office. Apparently, I need to be a corpse for him to pay me a visit. The liar. Frankly, I think my workaholic husband has been cheating.
You don't say.
You want information on the Lamoons, yes? If Theodore was at their mausoleum, they may have been clients of his. And it just so happens I have access to all of his files.
Let me guess. I scratch your back, you scratch mine? Sound about right?
Bring me evidence of my husband's late-night cheating, and I'll give you all the access you want to his files. I'm staying in the honeymoon suite. Here's my room key, in case there's anything you'd like to report. Now, if you wouldn't mind, darling, I'm expecting company.
Good day, sir. Going up?
Yep.
Great. I'll just need to see your room key before I can take you upstairs.
Here's that room key you demanded.
Fantastic. Step right in.
Who is it?
Voodoo detective. We met at the pool.
Oh, hello, Detective. Have you learned anything new about my husband?
Sorry, not yet.
Well, please keep looking. You'll have to excuse me. I have a guest to entertain.
Who is it?
Santa Claus, open up.
The North Pole's up another floor. But I guess you can come in anyhow. I'd been hoping you'd show up. What have you got for me?
How you doing?
Oh, just dandy. Isn't it every girl's dream to hole up in a hotel room because her mind's been erased? You really ought to try it sometime.
Hang in there, Mary. I've been looking into that pendant. Does the name Lamoon ring any bells?
None that I can hear. Why?
The trail goes cold at the Lamoon family mausoleum.
Well, what does that mean?
It means I get to use the word exhume in a sentence. I got some info on the Lamoons. Their names were Francois, Esmeralda, and Genevieve. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear, respectively. They owned a small gumbo restaurant a few years back that was acquired, from what I gather, about a year after the Lamoons sold their gumbo, drowned in some sort of act the father, up in...
And that pendant led you to the Lamoon family mausoleum. So where does that leave us?
I'm not sure yet, but I'll keep digging, so to speak. Your husband's business partner seems to think Victor might have had a hand in the... Says Victor had buyer's remorse after the acquisition of the Lamoon, felt he'd given them too large a stake in Island. Victor wanted to regain control of his company, and Dick Gordon doesn't seem to think very highly of your husband.
He's not my husband. Do you think there's any merit to
The investigation's still open, Voodoo Dollface. I have more leads to follow up on before... Victor implicated Gordon Crumsford in the Lamoon family trap, says Gordon was gaga for Esmeralda, but she wasn't interested in what he was saying. He lost his temper, and at least according to Victor, he and Gordon don't seem to get along too well.
You've met Crumsford. Does he...
The investigation's still open, Voodoo Dollface. That's all I've... Get this, Gordon Crumsford...
You think that's relevant to my case?
I can't say for sure. I think I've got a...
Oh, good.
Looks like Theo Lawton, the local ambulance chaser.
Do you think he has something to do with my...
I don't know, but I just need to find a way to get this law...
Please, let me know if I...
That's all for now.
Please keep me apprised.
Looks like you've been busy.
There's not much to do around.
Looks like you've been busy.
There's not much to do around here, so I thought I'd do a little investigating of my own.
That's a beautiful desk.
Thank you?
Earth, I've got to find some leverage to get that weasel to squeal. Eartha said Theodore Lawton, the lawyer on Main Street, has been inside the Lamoon mausoleum. I've got to find some leverage to get that... Eartha said Theodore Lawton... I think I've blown enough, Britt. Eartha said Theodore...
Well, if it isn't...
Pour me another one.
You got it.
Down the hatch. I've got a split.
Hello and welcome to...
See.
What is it now?
I've got a few more questions about... I asked Victor about the Lamoons too. He had an interesting...
Oh, I'm sure.
Victor seems to think you killed the Lamoon family in a fit of jealousy for his... Sound about right?
I should destroy that man and staunch the endless flow of fetid vitriol that spills from his disgusting mouth. Why in the world would I kill the woman I love? There's no substance to these wicked indictments, and if you believe them, you're an...
I've got other questions. That's enough. Eartha said I've got... The grill is screwed in place. I can hear someone shuffling papers in the office below. I managed to get the grill off, but my screwdriver broke. Cheap Island brand garbage. If I could fit in there, I'd have front row seats to the counselor's crooked cabaret. But I either need to shrink or find someone a little more petite to help me out. I think it's time to pay a visit to my client. The Chic Shell Hotel. You've come to the right place.
I'd been hoping you'd show up. What have you got for me?
How'd you like to get some fresh air?
I get the feeling you're not in.
I could use your help getting information.
I'm in.
You haven't even heard what the job...
I want to help. So, what are we going to do? Kill a chicken on his grandmother's grave?
We're gonna take pictures of him cheating.
Voodoo picture?
It's not that kind.
You know, so far you haven't... Oh well. An excuse... I can't stand being confined to close quarters.
I need you to climb into...
My, what a glamorous profession you have. So when are we doing that?
Meet me on the roof of Lawton's law office at sundown. And you might want to wear pants.
Keep the fashion tips to yourself, Trenchcoat. This is kind of exciting. I've never been on a stakeout.
How would you know if you had?
I suppose you're right. I could have been a spy before all this. I wonder how many sunsets have been stolen from me.
Don't worry, kid. We'll get whoever's responsible.
Right. Well, I've got the camera. I'm gonna see what I can see.
I think we ought to wait a little.
Grab my legs, Voodoo.
Wait, hold on. Kid's got more backbone than...
I've got you this time, husband. Full house.
Oh dear, you do make a compelling case. Hey, what's that behind you?
Where? I don't see anything.
I thought I saw your mother. Sorry, sweetie. It must have been my imagination.
You're not getting out of this that easily. Now, show me your hand.
Royal flush.
You've got to be kidding me.
Better luck next time, sweetheart.
Well, how'd it go?
He's a cheater, all right. Here, I think I got what we need.
You did good, Voodoo Dollface.
Did you expect any less?
I'll go get these developed at Island Trader.
Let me know how this all turns out. I'm headed back to the hotel. This was fun.
No new messages.
Welcome to Island Trader. Local goods.
I need these developed.
No problem. One moment. Here you go. Thanks for choosing Island Trader, where the trade winds always blow your way.
The Chic Shell Hotel. Are you a camera-slinging, culture-sapping, self-centered tourist looking to be pampered like a baby? Then you've come to the right place. Are you a camp that you've... Voodoo detective.
Oh.
Yeah, I got...
Well... I told you Victor has me working overtime. What have you got for me, detective?
I've got the goods, honey. Black and white, 8x10, full gloss freedom fodder. The stuff divorce dreams are made of.
Well, don't keep me waiting, darling. Let's see them. Aha! I knew it, that cheating swine. I'll have him on a platter for this. Thank you, detective. I'll make sure my husband's office is unlocked. You can rifle through any files you wish. Now, if you don't mind, I have a performance to finish. My mother was right about you.
Well, what do you know? She really is a manipulative puppet master.
I can spend time with anyone I please. You think I don't know about your cheating? Not now, darling. I'm busy.
I don't want to bother him. No answer. Let's see here. The moon. Ah, here it is. There's a key and a receipt for a Crumbsford Capital Bank account. This desk is a little messy. legal documents and books on law. I'd rather be stranded on a desert island than read those. This must be the key to the Lamoon Mausoleum. It's a receipt for a Crumbsford Capital Bank account. Guess the Lamoons had an account there. It says their safe deposit box number is 203. Let's just see if that key I got from Lawton works. Esmeralda Lamoon, September 21st, 1887 to July 8th, 1924. The lid of the coffin is askew. So the pendant belonged to a dead woman. But what do the Lamoons have to do with Mary? There's more missing from this case than just my client's memory. Lila Lamoon, May 25th, 1799 to March 18th, 1852. Genevieve Lamoon, September 9th, 1909 to July 8th, 1924. This must be Esmeralda and Francois's daughter. Just a kid. So the Lamoons have a safe deposit box at Crumbsford Capital. Something tells me I ought to look into that. Lamont Lamoon, July 11th, 1850. Loretta Lamoon, August 2nd. Lester Lamoon, February. Genevieve, September 9th, 1909 to July 8th, 1924. This must be Esmeralda, just a kid. Esmeralda, September 21st. So the pendant belonged, but what are the... There's more missing. Lila Lamoon, May... So the Lamoons have a safe deposit box at... Something tells me... So the Lamoons have a safe deposit box. Something tells... So the Lamoons have a... Something... It's a chain restaurant.
Hello and welcome.
You got an ice box I can keep my lettuce in?
We sure do. Also, any account you open comes with a complimentary safe deposit box.
You convinced me. I'd like to open a bank account.
That's wonderful news. To open an account, you'll need an executive approval form from Mr. Crumbsford.
Where did you say I can get an exec?
You'll have to get one from our president, Gordon Crumbsford.
Actually, maybe another. See you.
What is it now?
Would you be willing to give me an executive approval form? I'd like to open a bank account.
Crumsford Capital is a prestigious institution that caters only to a small pool of elite clients. The only way we're able to maintain a rigorous quality of service is by keeping that pool small. So I'm sorry, Detective, but I'm afraid the answer is no. As long as my eyes remain open to watch over these gilded halls, the approval forms will remain safely nestled in the drawers of my filing cabinet.
That's enough. You seem to eat a...
Yes, I can never say no to a box of Chortle's chocolate truffles, especially when I'm upset.
You don't say.
Damn, I've run out.
That's enough for now. I may come back later. Gordon's being... He's toured.
Welcome to Island Trade. Local goods at...
Do you carry chortles?
We sure do, and you're in luck. I've got our last box right here behind the counter.
Ring them up for me, will you?
You got it. Here you go.
It's a chain. It's a fancy bank for You couldn't plant enough flowers here to kill the smell of greed. A little Voodoo goes a short way towards a long nap. Gordon's being pretty... Hey, Crumsford, I brought you something.
What's that you got there? Is that a box of Chortle's chocolate truffles?
A token of my appreciation for being so cooperative.
Well, that's awfully kind of you, Detective. Thank you. Delicious. I'm feeling rather...
Looks like he's out cold. Well, looky here. An executive approval form. Oh no, this doesn't look good at all. Concrete. I don't need any more forms. Oh no, this doesn't look good at all. Congreve's inflammable powders is down 30%, and the Baltimore Opera Hat Company isn't looking much better. Now that Gordon's out of the picture, I should open a bank account with...
Hello and welcome to Crumsford Capital. What can I do for you today?
I'm ready.
Fantastic! You've made the right choice, sir. From now on, you can sleep soundly knowing that your money is safe here at Crumsford Capital. You also now have access to your own personal safe deposit box. All I need is a short 6-digit passcode for the combination lock. I recommend something memorable, perhaps an important date, like an anniversary or a birthday. Great! You're all set. Just let me know anytime you'd like to visit your safe deposit box. Here's a receipt confirming the creation of your new account. You can find your safe deposit box number there too. We're so happy you decided to bank with Crumbsford Capital. Just let me know if I can help in any way.
See you.
One moment, sir.
It's safe deposit box number 203. I can't stay. Genevieve Lamoon. September 9th, 1909 to July 8th, 1924. This must be Esmeralda and Francois's daughter. Just a kid.
One moment, sir. I'll let you right in.
It's safe deposit box number 203. That did it. Genevieve's birthday. There's a journal. Let's see what we have here. The Journal of Francois Lamoon. June 28th, 1924.
Esmeralda and I went to Island Kitchen today to share a cup of lemon gumbo. Delicious as always, but something is different. I shall go to the factory to investigate.
June 29th, 1924.
Mon Dieu! They have defiled our recipe. It has been contaminated. I cannot allow this to continue. I must speak with Victor.
July 2nd, 1924. It's just a crude drawing of a muscular chef with a gun. July 5th, 1924.
Victor told me today that the recipe had been altered without his permission. He told me he would summon the board of directors. It looks like we will have to engage with the sweaty Monsieur Crumbsford and the company lawyer, Monsieur Lautran. I am running out of patience.
July 6th, 1924.
Victor has invited me and my wife to his yacht to meet with Messieurs Crumbsford and Lautran. I fully expect my demands to be met and the original recipe restored. Finally, we will get to the bottom of this.
They got to the bottom all right. So the last people to see the Lamoons alive were Fontoul, Lawton, and Crumbsford. Those gold brickers have some explaining to do. Enough reading. The door is locked.
Sorry, sir. Mr. Crumbsford is out at the moment.
That's my brother's bar, Donut Hole Billy's, the last real place on this drag. Benny, I need to see Victor.
He's headed to the Island Ventures shareholders meeting aboard his yacht. He won't be back for several days.
Thanks, Benny.
Oh, Detective, your landlady called to say there's a letter for you at your office. Also, she said your rent is overdue.
Ah, that's just an inside joke. I can barely see my... This must be the... No return address.
Thank goodness. I was about to call an ambulance.
Make it a hearse. I feel like death warmed over. What happened? And what are you doing here, Voodoo Dollface?
I got tired of waiting around and came back to check on the case. I found you lying here on the floor with a note in your hand.
What's it say?
Drop the case, or your brother will have to change his name to Bullet Hole Billy.
Someone's being a little too slick for their own good. Well, they just threatened the wrong voodoo detective. I better go check on Billy. Ricky, have you seen Billy?
Oh, hey, VD. I haven't seen him around since he left with Gordon Crumsford. But that was a while ago now.
Billy. They took Billy. They took my brother.
Oh, God. Listen, this is getting out of hand. I think you should drop the case. You can keep the money. I don't want your family getting hurt on my account.
I'm still on the clock, Sugar. You paid me to find out who you are, and that's just what I plan to do. We riled him up good, like a bear clawing a beehive. And this bear's not stopping until he gets some honey.
Okay.
They're gonna wish they never involved my family.
What are you going to do now?
Those Island Ventures crooks are all headed to Victor's yacht. I'd bet anything my brother's there with them. If I'm going to get to the bottom of this, I'll need to find a way aboard that boat.
I can get us onto the yacht. I am Victor's wife, after all.
Us? This isn't a joyride, Voodoo Dollface.
I'm coming with you.
Lady, it's too dangerous and I don't have time to play babysitter. These lowlifes have already shown us they aren't afraid to hurt people.
I'm not your sugar, your sweetheart, or your voodoo doll face. I'm your employer, and I'm not gonna stay cooped up in some stuffy hotel room. Now, you can either get ready and meet me downstairs, or wait here and stew in your little office while I go alone.
All right. You want to risk your neck? That's fine. I won't stop you. We can go get killed together.
That's more like it. Come meet me when you're ready to go. Don't dawdle.
Kid's got more moxie than a crocodile in a handbag factory. I better not make her wait. Looks like the gang's all here. Is that Billy?
Welcome, my friends, and thank you for joining us. It is my great privilege to unveil the latest development from the Island Kitchen brand. I call it Island Soul Food. We've dramatically improved upon the secret ingredient that originally put Island Kitchen on the map. This time, it's a little more powerful and a lot more delicious. In fact, it's practically addictive. Soon, we'll be able to flip the switch on our new top-secret factory on Ventures Island, where profound innovations will make our dreams a reality. There will be no one who can resist our enchanting food. But don't take my word for it. Try it yourselves. I and my fellow board members are off to make final preparations. But I want you all to relax and enjoy yourselves as we embark together on a new island venture.
When I heard shareholders meeting, this is not what I had in mind.
Here I am worrying about my brother's health, and we find him toasting with the enemy. I'm gonna go find out what these creeps are up to.
If you need my help, just scream. You know how to scream, don't you, Detective? You just open your mouth and blow.